Gilgamesh, also known as the epic tale of This Is Too Fucking Long. Gilgamesh, I read the 1,300 page Kindle edition. This is the translated, brought down version. Get this. I checked this out from the library. Get this. Don't do the Kindle edition. That's so freaking long. No. No, no, no. No. Okay. The main story is there's this dude named Gilgamesh. He's 2/3 God. He's the king of a city and he's a dick. Meets a buddy. They're kind of scrapping at first, and then they become friends, and they go off on fucking adventures. That's 1,300 goddamn pages. I'm not joking. 13 fucking hundred. It's gonna be my biggest book of the year on Goodreads. Like at the end of the year, it's like, oh, it's gonna be Gilgamesh. I know it is, and it was terrible. And I'm sorry. Like I know this has like a lot of religious ties to certain stuff and that area mythology and over and whatever. But no, it was fucking awful. This was fucking awful. I fucking hated this. I'm sorry for using the F-bomb. This is my Raz book of the year. I just was like... Outlander, I read for a book club in December. I didn't finish it. I did end up finishing it in January. And I was like, damn, Outlander is going to be the biggest book on my year. And I didn't want that because I didn't love it. I didn't love Outlander. I thought it was way better than this. Outlander looks great now. But, oh yeah, no offense to this guy here. This is just the translated version. I just checked this out to show like example of. If your book is going to be this, but when you take out all the stupid shit, it gets drowned down. Do this. Now, my buddy told me that he heard that Gilgamesh was originally written on 9 stone tablets. And it was 9 individual books. That makes sense. I could wrap my head around 9 250, 300 page books. That would be fine. That would make this better. But no, the 1,300th page that I did was quite fucking terrible. I just didn't love it. I didn't love it. You shouldn't read it. There are plenty of videos on YouTube, I'm sure. Just go with that. Go with that. Again, I apologize for all the language. There are some scenes that are trigger warnings, though. Lots of rape and stealing and dudes banging each other's wives and stuff. The goddess Ishtar, which I know from like Azora's Wrath, the video game. She's in here, and I thought she was like the only decent character. The goddess of love, of course, is like the only like human character. Everybody else is just a pile of crap. And I get it. And there's like a whole part where like they're killing the forest guardian, and a Deus Ex Machina happens, where it's like, oh no, you're gonna lose your friend and you're gonna lose your town unless you do all these trials. And I go to I did the 9 trials of Hercules basically. And like you go do these things, and there's like a nightmare and. Yeah, I get it. I got what was going on. And for a fantasy setup, I get it. It was just so drawn out and inflated on my Kindle edition that it took away. I almost quit this twice. I messaged a buddy on Instagram, and I'm like, dude, I need advice, bro. I'm 600 plus pages in. 600+ pages in. I don't want to DNF this because I've read more than a book. And he's like, well, if you're not loving it, you still got like X amount to go. Just dump it. So I powered through 100 pages. Like, okay. The next day, power through 50 pages. That's why we haven't gotten a video in about a month, because every day I read what I could of this story and until it was done, and it's done. However, I do have good news. On audiobook, I listened to this, and this. This I'm really excited to talk about. And the time it took to do this, mind you, like I said, this isn't the Kindle version. Maybe I'm not a Kindle guy. Maybe that was a part of it. Possibly. But I did not love it. But 3 books that will get glowing reviews because they weren't Gilgamesh. I'm sorry. I know a buddy who really likes this story. I know a guy from work, and he's like, yeah, growing up, his dad's from overseas, and over there, that was like a big fairy tale to him. And I'm not calling anybody out. I know he watches. I'm like, bro, I'm not saying anything bad about you or your mythology or anything like that. I'm saying overinflated, too much talking. If I just did this, it'd be fine. I like the story, I like the characters, I like the idea. Great. Because they're all like this. Gilgamesh was like that. And then like every character had its own, and I just didn't love it. I didn't love that. So my review for this book is, do not if you're interested in Gilgamesh and you're interested in, I don't want to say that, but if you're listening to Eastern European-ish Asian mythology, there's a lot of this in there. Gilgamesh could be a fun thing to check out. I would check out something like this, the 200, 300 page version. Get the general story, and if you like it, and if you're like, man, I'd love to know more about every blade of grass that's ever been created in the world, check out the version I did. I thought Tolkien, that just hit me. Tolkien literally tells a backstory for everything. You've read Tolkien. Everyone's read Tolkien. I love Tolkien. You love Tolkien. We're on the internet. Tolkien's great. He'll give you a backstory about a tree. 500 pages. It was a lot. It was a big overinflated book that I didn't love. 1.5 stars. Do not recommend to a friend. I don't even want to recommend the smaller version because I'm so angry at this review. I don't like to do negativity. I'm not a negative guy. I didn't love this at all. This made me almost have a reading slump. Like every day it was 50 to 25 pages of nothing. And I've been fine. And this is what felt like Conor McGregor. And this was Nate Diaz. Like I was just, well, I'm more like Nate Diaz. Me and Nate Diaz share a birthday. Fun fact. But I was just, I couldn't do it. But this has been Boy Prue, guys. Thanks for watching this surprisingly negative review for Gilgamesh. Stay creepy. Deuces.